Hi, I'm Vicky.
And I'm Josie, and this week we are taking traveling little by slowly. So I think the way to start this is by letting everyone know that I am a Southwest loyalist, very loyal to the brand, and it really is a shame that they're charging for bags. Did I
Hmm.
ever check bags? No,
Okay,
but
yeah.
I like knowing that that was an option.
hmm
Um, so I don't know.
What is your issue with checking bags? Because I know that I have a very specific issue with checking
Bags.
bags.
I don't like having to wait for my bag. I it just
Okay.
and it's not that I feel like I'm wasting time for my trip. I'm just impatient because like I've seated for an hour plus. I finally get up to like stretch, and then I have to just stand in one place.
Yeah,
That's a lot.
1,000%. Especially when you're coming home, waiting. At least at O'Hare, it's been a while since I've been at Midway. Um, Waiting over there for your luggage at O'Hare is like its own little area of hell. It's like the bad place from that one TV show. But no, my reason is literally the same. I like whenever I was traveling growing up with my parents, they constantly only had carry-ons. They never checked bags. I think it was because our trips were never like long enough for that. But once I started traveling with my sister's boyfriend, he checks bags, and I was like appalled and confused. I was like, "Why are we waiting here? Oh, we have to. He's checking a bag. Okay,
Okay.
yeah."
Okay.
And it's that same feeling of not wanting to have to like wait there after you've just been sitting the whole time, because you're either like arriving to somewhere new and you're so
Yeah.
excited to be there and you want to get your trip started, or you're like waiting and you just want to go the fuck home.
Yeah. Yeah. My brother the other day he was not the other day but like I'll say the other day, and it would be like 2 years ago. So, context.
Yeah.
But the other day, he texted me, and he's like, "Yeah, like I'm trying to pack for my trip, trying to fit everything I can in this bag, but things won't fit." And then I talked to him, and I was like, "Do you have a bigger bag?" And he's like, "Yeah, but I don't like the feeling of traveling with a lot of things." And I
Yeah.
agree with that too, because I get irked when I can't fit everything into like my carry on. I make it fit because I roll everything up, but I also
hmm
do pack a lot because I hate planning outfits ahead. I because how do I know what mood I'm going to be in that day, what I'm going to feel like wearing? That's just too much to put on a person when packing.
I'm the opposite. I love planning my outfits. Like, I feel like I'm like setting up like a little Barbie doll and her little outfits for the trip. Especially because I get like really anal about like checking the weather, and like
Mm-hmm.
I use the weather app to check like by the hour. And I make sure that I pack like a day outfit and a night outfit, and then like yeah, I get like with the accessories, I have a whole little like traveling jewelry
Yeah.
case. So then I like pack like all of my jewelry that are specific for each outfit. I get very specific about it. And it's all like specific to the like activity that we do. So like whenever we go somewhere that's like a little outdoorsy. So we recently I keep calling him my sister's boyfriend, but like they've been together so long. It's like basically my brother-in-law.
Yeah.
Well, for my brother-in-law's 30th birthday, we went to Colorado.
Ooh.
Um, yeah, and like part of the trip was like going to museums, and then another part was like hiking, and then the other part was like going to like they have like a really nice like Michelin restaurant there. So then I would like pack like a like sporty hiking outfit, and then pack like a fun little like day museum outfit, and then a night outfit.
Fit. Yeah.
That is a lot of fun for me. So yeah.
No, no, I agree. I agree
You're
with
like,
you
that
on
is
that.
terrible.
No, I agree with you on that. Like having the three outfit changes in one day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel that
Yeah.
deeply. Um, um, I grew up in a family where we had very packed itineraries. Where my
Mm,
dad was like, "Let's try to see as much as we can in one day." And remember when we moved to Virginia, we drove up to New York. He was driving us around everywhere. He was like, "Okay, get down, go see this. Get down, go see this," and we never really got a second to breathe. And I remember one of my friends, she had moved over to Alabama, and I went to go visit her one time, and it was a very relaxed trip.
Mm-hmm.
We did a few things, and then she's like, "Okay, let's go back home and take a nap." And I was like,
You said
we need to
nap
chill.
on a trip?
And we did. We took a little siesta, and
Uh-huh.
then we got up again, and we continued on our day. And I was like, you
That's
know what?
amazing.
Traveling doesn't have to be stressful. You don't have to do everything.
Yeah.
You can come back if you want to, and you can just chill and like hang out the way a local would too. Like,
I have mixed
thoughts.
feelings
Okay.
about this because the way that my family traveled was, it sounds like the complete opposite of yours. My
Mm.
parents were very much like, I work all the time. I am also in school. I want to relax. Like that was my parents' like mentality. So like our vacations were always centered around like relaxing and just like hanging out. So a lot of like the trips, because we'd go on one trip a year, were like to like Jamaica or Mexico or something like that, and it or Aruba, and it would all be at like a resort. So we'd spend like the whole time like at the beach, just like relaxing. And there was like activities that the resort like
Yeah.
did, but they never like not like let us, but we never like signed up for any of them because all my parents wanted to do was like sleep and relax on the beach, go get food, go back to the hotel, take a nap, wake up, go back to the beach. So like as I got older and I would like go on my own trips, I'm very much like turning into your parents. Like, let's go, let's do everything that we can slam into one day because I'm like so excited that we're on a trip. So yeah.
Yeah. I used to feel the same way my dad felt with trips. And then when I went on that trip with my friend, I was like, okay, things can be a little bit more relaxed.
Mhm.
But I don't like the feeling of being too relaxed because then I'm like,
Mm.
what is different of coming here than it is to like be at my own home?
Okay.
So I think the balance I found in that is picking 2-3 things that I absolutely want to do and
Mhm.
then letting everything else just kind of like unfold or like being able to like relax and chill.
Yeah.
That's my balance.
Something that I really enjoyed that I learned from my brother in law was this idea of like scheduling a whole like detailed itinerary of like on Tuesday this restaurant is open and it has this food that this city is known for and this coffee shop and this museum, and then when we go on the actual trip we have that itinerary as like a grounding point
Yeah.
of like if we go to the museum and we happen to see like a park that we drove by, we can go to that park and just like maybe go to that like coffee shop or restaurant later, and just having that so we spend less time like trying to figure out what we want to do and more time like doing the things and exploring and being spontaneous.
Yeah.
That is what I learned from my brother-in-law, and I feel like that's peak travel. And
yeah.
I've since adopted it for like all of my trips now.
Okay, cool.
And has helped me find like a medium between like relaxing all the time and like going to the beach and just sleeping all day, which is very valid and fair.
Yeah.
To like hitting the road running and just like going on like massive like gotta see this, gotta see that, gotta see that.
Yeah. When you go on trips, is there anything that you find yourself wanting to prioritize? Like, is there any kind of event or thing that you tend to prioritize or want to lean towards?
Kind of. So I always prioritize going to the art museum in the place that I'm like traveling to. I always find that that is like the most fun for me personally, and maybe not the people that I'm traveling with. But that is the most fun for me. And then also just like eating the food that like the place is known for. I love doing that. If you take me somewhere and they're like known for their hot dogs, we're eating hot dogs. We're eating as many hot dogs from as many places as we can because I want to see why you're known for your amazing hot dogs.
Yeah, I love prioritizing food too. Nothing pisses me off than going somewhere new and someone being like, yeah, let's get Burger King. I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Oh my God. If we go somewhere and you're just like, let's get this fast food place that exists from where we're from, I'm mad. I'm immediately pissed off.
Did you ever see that? I think it was a TikTok of this family. They went to Texas and they tried Texas Roadhouse and they were like, "Oh my god, this place is so good!" And then they found out that it's a chain restaurant where they lived.
Oh no,
I'd be so upset.
I would be upset too.
They were like, "Yeah, this is a really local spot."
Authentic to Texas.
No, but yeah, I love prioritizing food. I like traveling with
Yeah.
people who are going to prioritize like food and trying whatever's local there. And then I also like trying like the smaller mom and pop like restaurants by there
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
I think we need to travel together
Yeah.
because whenever we travel, I always try to bring back like a postcard for Josie, and it's usually from an art museum. And then also, whenever I like go out to a restaurant and the food is just like so amazing, I like take a picture and I like send it to you or I like
Yeah.
text you about it. Yet we've never been on like an actual trip
No.
together.
No.
I think the closest that we've done is we went to Indianapolis together in college.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
Yeah, but that was for like a college
Yeah.
like trip. So
Yeah.
yeah.
No, and then when I tend to travel, and if I go to art museums or anything like that, or if I go on hikes, I tend to send you pictures too. I'm like, look at this.
Yeah.
I love the postcards. I love receiving postcards. But I think my favorite souvenir, like when people travel and they're like, "What do you want?"
Mm-hmm.
I like asking for like just find me the most like random trinket or souvenir.
Nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. But I think the postcards work perfectly because you always get me like I have this one dinosaur one that's like reflective and it's like a 3D one.
That was from Colorado.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I love that one. I love that one for sure. Yeah. And then the
Yeah.
penny one, like, yeah, you give me really unique postcards. You give me really unique postcards for sure.
You've given me one of my favorite postcards. It like has like aluminum on it and it looks like someone etched like a roadrunner bird into it. I don't know the actual name of the roadrunner birds.
That's when I went to New Mexico.
Yes.
The beep beeps.
Yeah.
Beep,
You said beep beep. Oh, but I have that on my cork board, and I love it so much. It's so pretty. You wrote something really sweet on the back, and usually, if someone like writes me like something really nice, I'll like flip it to that side. But no,
it's
the
too
front
nice.
is so pretty. I can't flip it for the sweet words. Because that's the other thing. I like that we like write on the back of the postcards to each other, so that's cute.
Yeah. I feel like
Yeah.
it's bad luck to like not. These are my rules. If I give you a postcard, it's gonna have words on it.
Yeah.
If I give you a shot glass, you have to take a shot from it.
I didn't think about that one.
Yeah, you gotta use it.
That's true. Because a lot of people have like decorative shot glasses that they collect. That's interesting. Do you collect anything when you travel, like that you keep for yourself? I know that you like bring home trinkets for other folks, but like, is there something that you like make sure you bring?
No.
For me, it's magnets. Everywhere I go, I make sure that I have a magnet and then I put it on the fridge. I got that from my
Ooh.
parents, and it has to be like the weirder and the more 3D the magnet, the more that I buy it
Yeah.
and I want it. Yeah. But I love a good like souvenir magnet.
Yeah. I love getting people souvenirs and just being like, here's this little thing. But I think something that I'm trying to do more this year is travel for myself and things that I want to see. I've been able to do a little bit of the both because I travel to see friends and family.
Mhm.
And like last year, I went to New Mexico, and my friend would work at a coffee shop during the day. So they'd work until like 1 or 2. So I was able to go on hikes. I did what they recommended me to do during the day, and then in the evening we'd hang out. And then same thing when I go visit my friends in New York too. We have some days together, but there's usually a day or two where they're working. And they're like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry, I'm working." I'm like, "No, I planned it this way." So I can have some time by myself. I'm never going to travel by myself. Mm-mm.
Mhm.
I'm too scared. I'm too scared. I'm too paranoid. I'm going to get kidnapped. I don't know.
That's fair. I feel like my favorite trips, because my like work schedule, I work from home primarily, and my schedule is so flexible. Like I can make my hours whatever I want. I travel a lot with like my fiance and my mom's like work trips, and those are my favorite trips like,
Yeah.
for me, because then like during the day I get to explore the city and like work out of random coffee shops
Yeah.
and like go get lunch by myself. And then at the end of the day, I get to like come back together and get dinner with them and
Yeah.
hang out and stuff. And it always like feels really nice. It makes me feel all like independent and like I'm in a new
Ooh.
city and it's cool.
Like you're living there.
Yeah,
That's
like
your
I'm
new
living
home.
there. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anything that like you like to do when you go to like a new city? I know for me, like if I'm traveling
Yeah.
within the US, I like to like go to the movies, because like the movie theaters in different states like sometimes look really different or they remind you of
Yeah.
home, and it's like, yeah, it just feels something so normal that you do in your own
Yeah.
city to do it in another one is kind of cool.
I love doing like the little like mundane things like
Yeah.
walking to get a pastry, a coffee, grocery shopping, like just pretending cosplaying that you live there. But I
Yeah.
haven't done the movie one. So when I went to New Mexico, me and my friend we went to a local theater. We watched this movie called Beijing Watermelon because it was a small local theater that shows um
Hmm.
like non-mainstream films. So I thought that
Yeah.
was really cool. But I haven't thought about like just like I love going to the movies. I haven't thought about just like going to the movie and just like experiencing that there. Um
Yeah. And it's always like, because I've talked about this in the past. Maybe like a topic
yeah.
that we need to talk about is just like movies as like
Yeah.
one,
That's one I was literally that's what I was thinking about too.
just like one topic. But like the way that we watch movies is really different, and I'm always like very like specific about the movies that I go see and intentional about like what my view is for. Um, and but whenever I go see a movie like in a different state, I never like have time to like do research on the movie
Yeah.
and like figure out which one I want to watch. So it always ends up being like a random movie that I would never have watched. And then it like sticks in my mind. So that
Ooh.
one's that's cool. That's a cool
Yeah.
part of it. Um like that one movie with Nicolas Cage, and he played Dracula and they were vampires. It was very campy. I can't remember the name of it, but I watched that when we were in New York with my fiance, and it was I think about that movie all the time.
I can't think of the movie.
Oh, I think it's called Renfield.
I haven't seen that one yet.
It's really
I haven't seen that one
funny.
yet. Okay,
It's
okay.
really funny and really campy. It like reminds me of one of my favorite like old vampire movies that is also really campy. I love a good campy vampire movie.
I love a camp movie. But not to get away from ourselves.
Yeah. Stay on
yeah.
topic.
um yeah. I think that's definitely something I want to try more.
Okay.
But like I said, I think I definitely want to try more like traveling a little bit more for myself and in places that I want to go. And I think I want to get better in the habit of just asking a friend like, "Hey, I want to go here. Would you like to go there with me?"
Yeah.
But this year, I think I am trying that a little bit more this year. So this year, I'm going to Jamaica for my friend's golden birthday in October, and then I'm going to Mexico to hang out with my grandma when she goes to visit there too in November.
Nice.
So those are things that I want to do, not necessarily to like. Well, I guess it's a little bit of both. I guess that's not a bad thing though. Having friends who give you excuses to go places.
Yeah. Yeah. I think for me, I want to travel more outside of the country. I
Yeah.
mentioned earlier that like my parents, when I was younger, took me a lot outside of the country. So then, like, now that I'm older and I've been traveling on my own, I feel like I was prioritizing traveling within the US just because I hadn't seen a lot of states
Yeah.
besides like maybe like Indiana. Yeah, like Indiana. So now I've gone to a couple states,
Yeah.
and it's not out of my system. I still have a lot that I want to go see, like
See.
the Southwest.
Yeah.
And I've never been to California. No, and I went to New York for the first time last year too.
Okay.
But I think this year I want to like travel outside of the US, especially since I just renewed my passport. So it's exciting.
Yeah. Okay. We're gonna have some good trips coming up.
Yeah.
And now I know something new to explore when I do travel next.